The going is okay. Great to have me on this show.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
excellent.
Yes, this is what we call the conversation. We usually have a conversation of what is happening in the society. And you know, as you know, right now the problem is COVID.
Yeah, that's the big thing. That's the big problem.
Because at least right now we are at home, not because we want to be at home, but because we must be there because of this disease.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
And it has really changed our social life, our political life, our economic life. Everything is in a mess, especially for us.
Yeah, it's true.
Our spiritual life also.
Yeah, certainly. Now people have to change strategy. Now the church, we no longer can go to the church. Now the church has to come to our house.
Yes, I think this is the time that we are being told that the church is us.
Yeah, well, you know, for a long time the conversation has been that the church is you know, some building somewhere with some stained glasses and some very you know, kind of serene environment, but now the church has come to the house. Yeah, very challenging actually.
Very challenging, extremely challenging. But we have to go with it, because if we don't do that, then we will not have people, congregations after few months actually.
Yeah. So I think one of the things I've noticed that pastors are, you know, streaming live. There are various you know, services, or at least messages of encouragement to keep their congregations engaged. Which is good, which is great, actually. Absolutely. Yeah, great.
Actually, I've been telling them, pastors, for the first time, I've been able to attend about 6 or 7 churches at a go because of technology.
Yeah, you just need to go to your Facebook when on a Sunday morning, and you have a long selection, you know, a huge selection of churches, live congregations to watch. So yeah, interesting, very, very interesting indeed.
It is extremely interesting. So now let us look at what is happening in some of the challenges that we have. I know we have approximately all the sectors have been touched by some of this challenge of COVID-19, but you told me that maybe the best area to look at is SMEs, MSMEs, especially because the micro, small, and medium enterprises are the majority of the businesses that we have in this country. And actually, they employ the majority of us in this country.
Yes.
And because of that, if we do not think about them, then we will have so many people, one, being unemployed in the country, and also so many people having financial problems because their main hope is in some of those SMEs.
That's true. That's true for sure. Actually, now that you're talking about MSMEs, the M is the micro, small and medium. There was some data that was produced by Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. They produced a study they published a study in 2016. I don't know whether you saw that study.
Yes.
Yeah, where they showed the numbers and the nature of the industries, the various industries. And at this time, I had a good review of that study. And according to the data, MSME employs about 15 million people in Kenya, properly. Yeah.
Yes, actually, especially the micro enterprise. Pastor, I can tell you that we have a problem in these countries because we do not even distinguish between micro enterprise and small and medium enterprise. That is one of the challenges. Yes. The micro enterprises in this country employs 90% of the people who are employed, actually. About 80% of the people who are employed by micro enterprise.
Yeah, that is the one. I think it was defined as 1 to 5. Is it 1 to 5
9
employees? 1 to 9 employees.
1 to 9 employees.
Yeah. So 90% of small Kenya's businesses employ between 1 to 9 employees. Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And the funny thing now, the challenge is that even when the president talked about the stimulus packages,
yes,
he was not talking about them. He was talking about the small, medium enterprises, which are big businesses that are not very many in the country.
Oh yeah, so like guys, once you can employ 10 people and above, say like 10 to 50, I don't know, I can't remember whether it's 10 to 50 that makes you
small. Yes.
Small. So yes. 1 to 9 makes you micro.
Micro, yes.
Yeah, so 10 to 50 makes you small.
Small, yes.
And then 50 to, is it 100 or 200?
250.
250. Yeah. 250 puts you in the medium enterprise.
Yes.
Category, yes.
Yes.
And that's practically everybody. I mean, who is left? Kenya Power, maybe?
And those are the people
Kenya Power, Safaricom, Kenya Power, Kenya Airways.
Yes, and those are the people who are being given the packages, the stimulus packages. Now you can see the majority of the people are not there.
This is crazy.
It is crazy. Huh? It is crazy. We have the matatu. We have the owners of the matatus, which employs the driver and the tanny boy. That's a micro enterprise. They are not working.
Oh my goodness!
Yes,
the matatu industry falls in the micro largely, unless somebody has more than say like 5 matatus. So that meaning that they have conductor and driver and maybe an office person. It exists an employee. So anybody with less than 5 matatus basically is practically a micro enterprise.
A micro enterprise. You can see the people we are talking about and the kind of the impact that is there that COVID-19 has had to those people.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. I usually have a small business and I have maybe about 2 employees. And when I told them I'm closing down, they asked me, where do you want us to go?
Oh my goodness me. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, that's trouble. That's trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you want us to go? You know?
What do you want us to eat? Yes.
So I had the Minister of Health, Mutahi Kagwe, urging employers to at least send some survival, something small. So I suppose the message has reached you. So please, could you kindly send through M-Pesa? Make sure that when there is fire in your house, there is fire in the house of your 2 employees, right?
Actually, that is the only thing that I can be able to do. I think that is the only thing that I can be able to do, because if I don't do that, then we will have a big problem. Actually, we will have a big problem with those young people. Yes. Sure. I can see we have. Continue.
Yeah. Go on. Now you're saying something. You can see something.
Actually, I was saying that I can see we have some few people who are watching the show. We have my former student there called Joseph Waititu, who is in there.
He's saying these are the best minds at SPU. Yeah. Yes. We try to do our best. To do our best. Yeah, good. Yeah. So maybe we can hear some questions from some of these guys who are watching. You're on the control side. You're the one controlling the mic. So so if we get any questions, then we can handle it. I think that would be great.
We have no
so
problem with that.
I think so I think what I'd like you, Daktari, to speak into is the issue of what strategies, what should SME, so let's assume that, you know, this business are not good to die, and there's hope. What should this micro enterprise, micro, small, and medium enterprises, what should these people be thinking, especially the managers, going forward post COVID-19? You know, what sort of strategies do you think some of these guys should begin to employ, and maybe begin to think about right now, so that then perhaps as they stay at home, they are thinking, they are planning, some of the frameworks that maybe might be helpful.
I know they have a big challenge, and one of the challenges that they have is that we have been telling them to go online, but it is impossible for many of them because of, one, the cost of the internet, two, they were not, you know, the problem with COVID-19 is that it is not something that people had planned for. It is just something that came out of nowhere, and therefore even the mitigation factors that we needed to think about are mitigation factors that we did not envisage that they would come in our way. And that is why I'm saying that it is a big challenge, especially to micro enterprise. Actually, I don't like talking about the SMEs, because the small and medium enterprise, you can hear even the government has come up with a roadmap of how they can get loans from the bank, how they can be able to get things. But my main area that my main goal is to look at what we call the micro enterprise. These guys who have employed between 1 and 9 employees, what do they do? We are talking about Mama Boga. We are talking about the owners of the car wash. We are talking about the small business, the shop owners, the boutique owners, and the like. Those are the people we are talking about. And you know, there is no business for them. And you will agree with me. Hello? There's no business for them.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen it here right now where I live, here in the city. The salon business, for the first time, it's now becoming clear that salon businesses are powered by the employees, you know, who go to work every week. Because you know, you fix your hair, and so you go to work, especially, you know, the ladies, and of course even the men. You know, we shave off our hairs, make sure they are nice and trimmed, and then you notice that, I mean, if people are sitting at home, nobody needs to do a hairdo. So these guys are actually just like their business is off, you know. So
they are out.
It's a real trickle. I mean, they are basically out of business, and that's a real serious challenge. A real serious challenge.
Yes, but Pastor, what do we do? What do we do to some of these people?
So one of the issues you've raised is the fact that most of these businesses do not have anything like an online presence, which maybe the lesson could be that some of these salons could probably even develop some Facebook scenarios where you kind of have some active way of engaging with your clientele, so that then by now they would be telling them, okay, fine, guys, if you still want your hair washed up, we available. We can give you at a minimum, you know, figure. You know, we do 500 bob. You come for 100 shillings touch up. You know, I mean, let's keep each other, you know, awake, alive. Let's pay bills. So I think the idea is people should begin to think outside the box. So if you're running a salon, maybe it's perhaps helpful if one can have some kind of social media presence. If you're running a garage, a car wash, it might be helpful to have a small database. You know your clients, you know the guys who wash up. Somebody comes for a wash up, you pick up maybe some details, you thank them, and maybe this is the time you will be sending them a text and telling them, oh, just down for a car wash, we'll clean it up for you for free, you know, and you're free to visit us. And kind of like you begin to actually appreciate every single client. So, because I think most of these people have been very blind to their customers. People just walk in, drive in there, they wash their cars, they go off, you know, and you pay. Nobody takes you through that this is a client who we may need to maintain, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, good.
Yes, yes.
So
yes,
I think the whole idea of customer. Yeah, go on.
In fact, I've been telling them that anything that you do offline, you must also think about the online presence. And like now for the salons, sometimes I keep telling them that you can go online by just trying to help people know some of the hairdos that you can be able to do in different types of the heads. You know, we have different types of the shapes of our heads. What is the best hairdo for some of these heads? How can you look smart with a given type of clothing, with a given hairdo? You know, one of the challenges that we have, I'll give you an example, Pastor. I have a friend of mine who actually he's not a friend, he's a colleague. We schooled with him, and he's a chef. But what he decided is that anything that he cooks or offline, it must also be online. And what has been happening is that you will go to his Facebook channel and find chapatis, how to cook chapatis, how to cook matumbo. Last year, CNN looked for him because his Facebook channel had about 600 different types of foods. So that is why I'm saying that the online presence that we are talking about is even as simple as showing people what is the best hairdo for them.
Yes. That's really amazing. You can tell us more about that guy, because I know the young generation. I'm parent of you know, grown children. I'll call them children, but they are really they are grown-ups. You know, university and some of them working. So these are guys that you find that they would need some extra help with some of the African cuisine, different African cuisine. So I think you're saying that this guy realized, look, I'm a chef, I'm good at this, and I can put some of these ideas online. And that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, actually, and that is why I've been telling them that anything that you do offline, you must do it online. So that guy made sure that if he is cooking chapati, he has a video. He takes a video for showing people how to cook the chapati and puts it in his YouTube channel. Today, you cannot even be able to afford him. So even for the salons, we are not telling them to come up with anything better than that. We are just telling them that whatever you do offline must also be done online. There are very few people who know the different methods of doing my hair. I want to see that online, and you will have very many guests.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, because, for example, I somebody who is big in say like African formulation for, you know, if you want natural. There's a lady, an innovator who has this product. It's a natural product for those who wants to keep natural hair, and I realized that, look, so there is a whole you know, niche around the issues of natural hair and all that, and what you need to do. So those are options. So somebody can go very big on that, go online, show people how to say like do their hair, how to apply that particular formulation and all that. So the more you're visible to your client and you show that you care, I think the more then it begins to attract that trust, that you know, people will think, oh yeah, this person is doing a great job, and I think they will trust you. They'll come to you. Yeah, and you want clients. That's what you really want to keep in business.
So so that is one of the ways. So that is one of the ways that I think they could also be thinking about, especially when it comes to the online presence. And I think also the government talked about the loans, but I don't think some of these micro enterprises can be able to get an opportunity to get that money. Basically because what usually happens is that, banks do not give businesses that don't look very stable to money. And therefore, we usually have a problem. In fact, if you look at most of the small businesses, the micro businesses that are there, they get finances for financing their businesses from maybe flats and all that thing. So even when the government talked about the interest rate being low, I just knew that they were targeting the big businesses, but not the small people. But I think we can also be able to come up with a package for them. I don't know how we are going to do it.
That's a serious challenge because, in fact, a very good example is the guys in the taxi business. The digital taxi business, because most of them actually run. Uber, Taxify, and all that, and Little Hub, and the others. So, because these are actually a micro enterprise, it's actually a guy who owns the car, or actually is a guy and his driver. So they are very, very small enterprise. But some of them, and a lot of them, actually have loans with the bank, for that car. So I think if there is any policy to cushion people, that Uber guys that are off job, actually that's clearly the case. I know I've seen a lot of my friends here who are in the Uber business. So they're just telling me, Mzee, hakuna kazi. There's no job. And it's true. There is actually no work for them. So it's really trouble. So those guys will definitely be hit very hard. So if the government is doing anything, and it needs to cushion those guys. Absolutely.
Yes.
Look after them.
And even the time is not on their side, because in most cases they usually work at night. But if you look at the timing of the curfew, they are supposed to be in the house at 7 o'clock, meaning that their business is over.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's a real technical knockout. And then remember, they drive when hotels are running, when the airlines are running. So the airport has to be functioning. The hotels have to be working. The bars and the pubs, and of course churches and everybody. I mean, everybody needs to be back on the streets for them to work. So I mean, once you take people off the street, you cripple that sector completely. So I think those are some of the most affected people. And of course, even the matatu guys, the minibuses, the 33-seater guys, 51-seaters. I mean, it's really a pathetic situation actually for these guys. And these are the main employers. I mean, we're talking about the real 90%. You say, isn't it?
Yeah, 90%. 90%. 90%. They employ a lot of people actually, just because we ignore them. And we call them informal sector. Yes, they are the ones who are employing majority of our people. That is the funny thing. And also the border guys. You see, we also have that cluster of the border people who we are also ignoring. But also these guys work at night. And they have also been affected by the same challenge. Yes.
Absolutely. So, by the way, I wanted to make sure that you share this thing on my page. So I need to search you. So I will search David Kabata, isn't it? Yeah, David Kabata.
Yes.
Because this thing. Let me see if when it comes live, I will share it on, so that maybe perhaps we can have more people go. But go on, yes. So I think we have addressed so far. We've commented on two issues: the issue of online presence and the challenges around that. That these guys need to become, people need to become visible and build something. Are you sharing it on your entrepreneurship? I can see two of them here.
Yes.
Entrepreneur. Which page is which now?
You actually it is in the Nini or in my timeline, David Kabata. Can you see my timeline? If you can be able to see my timeline, that is where it is.
So see it.
But
yeah, let me share on my. Yeah, I can see it. Yes. Let me share.
Yes. You have seen it.
Yeah, let me share. Yes, I've seen it.
But your internet is struggling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it is on my side. It is on my side or your side. You are the one to tell me. Or it is a program.
Are you yourself? I don't know, because I can see myself very clearly. On my end, there's no problem, but you're buffering a little bit.
Now I can. Yeah, you have shared the video. I can see it now.
Yeah. So I've shared it. Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So great. Anyway, let's go back. Let's stay on the issue. So so the first issue was online. So that's one of the wake up call. The next issue we are saying is the issue of financing. Financing.
Yes.
That's a big challenge for the micro enterprises, and the fact that they are categorized as you know, Juakali,
micro.
Even just calling them informal itself is just puts them on the sidelines of policies.
On the backside. Yes.
Yeah. It's nobody's going to pay attention to something that's informal, isn't it?
Yes.
So so what do you think is the other issue that go on.
You have also talked about the gig economy, about the taxes, especially the digital taxes, and how they are going to be affected, which is a big challenges, because when you have all the other sectors crippled, the way you are talking about the airlines, the hotel industry, even these guys do not have jobs to do, and therefore it is a big challenge for them. We have also talked about the border guys. And we have said that the border guys, we can also be able to put them there and look at the challenges that they have. So what I wanted to come in and say is that we have a lot to look at, especially in the business, if we have to make those guys thrive.
That's true. And I think we really, I mean, in terms of the policy direction, we should move away from this idea of treating people as informal. I think we need to nail it down. If somebody is running a border, we must treat that as a real, genuine business, and do everything we can to license. For example, I mean, here in the city of Nairobi, the borders are always doing cat and mouse business with the local administration, the county government. The county government doesn't want the guys in the city center. And so they are not allowed in here, and all that. They are supposed to operate from the peripheries, and it's really a crazy scenario, because these guys are constantly chasing each other. So you see a guy arrested, violently, and one time I went down to one of the yards where the NCC dumps those motorcycles there. They have impounded. And it's a horrid scene. I mean, it's full. It's full. These are even if you give each of those bikes 30K equivalent in terms of capital. We're talking about if you have 200 of them, how much is that? Idle capital. Yeah. So we're talking
capital.
Exactly. So you lock 6 million on the side. You're really not helping. That thing should not be kept there for more than 24 hours. If you have any reason to impound, it must be resolved within that 24-hour scenario. The following day, this guy should come pay up whatever fine, tell him he has to pay, or come and pick his bike, or sell the bike, or something like that, so that then you don't lock that asset in your yard in the name of we are preventing these guys from from abusing the law, or just either change the law or just make it possible. Just open that space and make it possible for these guys to work. So really, I think this is the time to rethink some of these strategies, and a real serious issue, actually. Absolutely.
In fact, Pastor, sometimes I keep telling people that when you want to start a business in Kenya, the hardest thing is dealing with what we call the city council or what we call the county government, because the kind of the policies that are there, or what the kind of the things that you are going to do so that you can be able to get even to be able to operate to the county government, they are mind-boggling. You can see even a policy, a simple policy for border borders, how they can be able to be arranged, how they can be able to be picking their customers. It is a big challenge. Look at hawkers. And you know, I keep telling some of these people, one of the things that you people don't understand about those hawkers is that they have a business model when you see them there in the street. They know how to.
Yes.
They are creating value for you people by getting those things from Marikiti, because you people don't want to go to Marikiti. It is very far and also very risky for you and also very untidy. They are also bringing the product near you, and they are making money. So when you just come and chase them away, Pastor, what are you telling them to do? And that is their business model. What they are doing is their business model.
And you know, it's a model that actually functions. It works, you know. So these are not guys. These guys, it doesn't matter how you chase them, because it works. They go to Gikomba or Marikiti. They buy the mitumbas, you know, the clothes, whatever. They put them on the back, city center, especially in the evening. And as soon as they spread them, especially on the day when the you know, the NCC guys have relaxed a little bit, I mean, you can't believe what you see. People bedding down, people picking stuff, and these guys, some of these guys sell all the way up to midnight. I'm telling you, it's really serious business.
And then you come and tell them leave, and you do not show them where they are going. So do you expect do you expect them not to fight back?
No, they will fight back. Yeah. So it's
also, look at the guys of Border Border. The same thing happens to the guys of Border Border. They have a business model. Look at where they locate themselves, in the junctions, because they know at the junctions, that is where you will want somebody to take you to the next junction or to the next street. Then that is a working business model. Then you come and tell them leave, and you do not show them the way.
That's true. That's true. So I think what we are saying is that the micro business sector, which really is constitutes about 90% or 80%, if you are to be conservative, it is such a critical sector. It's a sector that feeds thousands of families, and not to pay attention to this sector and now begin to formulate some very high-sounding policies that only deal with the 10%. I think really it's really not proper application of policy, you know, public policy for that matter. I think it's really a failure on all the people that are involved in this. So I think we must call it out for what it is.
We actually, Pastor, that one has to happen. Look at, let us go to the hotel now, especially the restaurants, and you know they are all closed. And they had employed so many young people. Where are they?
Amazing. I mean, where I live, man, I'm telling you, those restaurants are gathering dust, man. I'm telling you, the music has died off. I mean, not that I want the music right outside my door, but I mean, to be honest, it's a model, like you say, it's a business model. It works. They deliver value.
It is
and they are takers.
Yeah. Yes. They are feeding somebody.
Yeah. So if you look at, for example, the hotels, the restaurants, especially the restaurants, the middle-level restaurants, especially the ones that are rather temporary, you know, the ones that are really at the lower end, very informal. They are very, very serious investment actually in those particular cities. So I think it's a very sad story. Somebody must pay attention to that particular sector. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Also tied with that. The taxi guys are also tied with that.
Yes.
The other guys are there picking up the leverage after and dropping them there. And then so the taxi guys are part of that business model, the tax cab and the border. And the matatus are also part of that, because the matatus, as long as they are working, it means that you can have your party in town and you'll be able to get home, right? So I think so. They are in that economic machine that runs the city. And I would like you to also comment on what happens to our musicians.
Actually, I don't know what is happening with this system. So, it's hanging a bit, but I also think that there is a problem with our musicians. It is back now. It is back now. It is back. Actually, the entertainment industry, that is what you're asking about. I heard the president talking about 200 million for them, but I can tell you they are crippled. I've seen some of them trying to do some jigs in the social media, but you see, the problem is that they cannot be able to earn anything. That is a problem. So it's a big challenge for them. It's also a big challenge for them.
I know a DJ, a very, very nice guy. And this guy, so he told me what he's been trying to do is, kind of connect up his DJ kit, so he speaks in the house and then connects that to a live stream on his what do you call it, Instagram and Facebook. So I mean, so that he can keep these guys, his clientele, like believing and maybe provide them some entertainment. But the question is, can they get paid? So I think, and you remember actually there was quite a bit of criticism in the social media when it turned out there was some 200 million allocated. What do you think about that? Was it a mistake? Should anybody have allocated that kind of money to the musicians, to the gig economy?
I think for me, the musicians, our entertainment industry is in the rock bottom. That one you will agree with me, because personally, their business model is very simple.
Yes.
They are invited in a gig, they go for it, they are paid, they come to you people in the churches, you pay them. Today we don't have people congregating. So what it means is that there is no what? What it means is that there is no congregation or people assembling that can be able to help them to do what we are talking about. So what I'm trying to say is that although they were given 200 million, which is very little money, actually, for me, it's very little money. And I don't think the president, actually, I don't even think the president needed to talk about that money, because this is the problem of talking about the 200 million. Even me, I'll ask, where is my share? I also have a problem. It is not only the musicians who have a problem in this country. Majority of us have problems. So it is a big challenge. Let us say that COVID-19 has really disrupted our lives, and it has made us to think about things in a different way. We must change the way we do business. It is not business as usual. It is something that we need to change.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So I think, we have to have a real big shift in policy and the way people think about the way business run. I think we cannot afford not to pay attention anymore, like you rightly said so. And the focus must remain on the micro enterprise, the guys we like calling informal, Have you seen what the guys are doing down in Kamukunji, where they forge those sufurias and the wheelbarrows and those tools that we use, especially in the construction sector. The construction industry actually is almost like entirely dependent on the tools that are fabricated out in the open. They're down in Kamukunji, isn't it? So
yes.
when that shuts down, a lot of people will go hungry, isn't it?
And are those guys there right now?
Pay a lot of attention.
Are those guys right?
So that's interesting. So I think I saw them. I saw that they are still working on TV actually, because really we are hardly moving out. I don't know where they are. We are hardly moving out, but I think I'm sure it's tough for them. It's tough for them. Maybe they are still working, but I don't know who is buying from them. So that's the question actually.
So Pastor, to conclude, what do we do now after COVID-19? Because we also have, there's not. The Bible says that there's nothing that has no end. So whatever is happening today will also have an end. So what do we do after that, especially economically, because we have really been hit?
I think we all need to wake up to the realities of our economy. Our economy is it has a very large group of very vulnerable people. They are the majority.
Yes.
Their businesses are rather vulnerable to these kind of scenarios. I think I would say, both from a professional point of view and as a pastor, that I think we need to really pay attention and really be open to empowerment. I think the whole idea of empowering small businesses, that is something we need to take very seriously. I know I've done a bit of training. I've trained some entrepreneurs with the church circles, and and I've seen it makes a lot of difference. So I think you and me, who have some bit of skills, we need to go out there and train these people, help them learn how to plan, how to build structures, formalize their businesses, kind of like build systems, so that then when they are dealing with the banks can take them seriously, and so they can actually transition from being micro to at least small, if not medium. So I think the best we can say is that the lessons are, we must wake up and empower people. I mean, across the board. Whether we are going to do go ahead.
Continue.
Yeah, whether we are talking about going through the church systems or other formal, informal, systems like chamas, whether you're training a chama group, whether you're training a church-based group of young entrepreneurs, whichever way, we must all put in our input into that so that we can contribute to building the society. Yeah, go ahead on your side.
What do we learn from KU developing ventilators?
Oh, that's great news, man. I'm really, that's amazing. I mean, I saw it on TV, and man, that's really inspiring. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's very inspiring indeed. Very, very inspiring. Our young people are very innovative, and I think it seems like Kenyans will always have a solution if you let them.
And I think the problem we have in this country is politics. So what do you think? Because look at when the politics is quiet. We have developed masks for ourselves. We have developed ventilators for ourselves. We can be able to produce some of these goods that we get from China.
I was very surprised by the energy that was unleashed on doing the masks. I mean, yes. There are many colleges, middle-level colleges, that have actually tailoring courses, and they have machines actually. And I don't know whether it's the student went back there or it's the workers or whatever, but somebody seems to have done something, because now masks are everywhere. Absolutely. And I don't think those masks were bought by the government, man. I'm telling you, guys are just innovative. Just produce them, take them to the streets, 50 bob each, and there we go. I mean, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
So we can say COVID has a positive side, making us believe in ourselves and also know what we can be able to do for ourselves.
Yeah, actually that and even more, because I think one of the things that has become very clear is that we have manufacturing capacity, even though it's at a low level, and we can always scale that capacity. We can scale up, actually, absolutely.
Yes. So, Pastor, Pastor, thank you very much for the conversation. And
it's a pleasure.
I think we should be doing this often.
I think we should make a big announcement so that people can come in, and maybe they will watch this after we are done. But certainly, I really appreciate your initiative, and and it's a real joy to use this technology to speak into these things. Otherwise, mtu anafikiria tu peke yake in their own house. I mean, I said that in Swahili. People are just thinking about some of these issues in their houses, but this is a good forum to put it out there in the public domain and let people also react to it, and hopefully we can encourage someone that it's not over. The most important thing is we learn lessons. There's something I can do. I think I can build an online presence. I can be a little bit more organized in terms of financing. I can build some kind of skills and maybe plan better and all that. Although clearly no one was prepared for this particular scenario. But also God is good. God is good. We are alive.
All the time.
And it seems like we are keeping this thing at bay, and there seems to be some level of success, and I think I'm so blessed by that. Yeah. Christian, we are praying a lot. Actually, we've been praying and commanding the COVID-19 to die. So it seems like Easter was good news. I think a lot of the Easter, I think, dealt a real spiritual blow on this thing, and it has shifted. So I believe we are going to see better days soon, and very soon we'll be out of these restrictions and lockdown.
And we go back to work.
Dr. Kavata, and let's go back to work. Let's go back to maybe writing and researching. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice evening, and God bless.
Amen. Great. It was good to have a chat with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.